Broadcasting live worldwide.
98.7 Red Dirt Rebel, Oklahoma's home for Red Dirt. Another exclusive interview with Richard Clift Jr. And we're going to be debuting his single this afternoon. And it's all going to be brought to you by Billingsley Family of Dealerships. Find one near you today at BillingsleyUSA.com and enjoy and experience the Billingsley way standard of customer service and service to your vehicle, service to your family, before, during, and after the sale. And let me tell you, they've been doing this for 60 years now, and I don't see them stopping anytime soon. I've been a patron of Billingsley on the corner of Corner Parker Trailway in Lawton, Oklahoma for about 5 years now, and I have not had a bad time or a bad moment or something they couldn't fix for my vehicle. So experience it today at BillingsleyUSA.com. Top Branch Tree Service, Hay Spring, is right around the corner, and Jordan Creer, owner and operator, is the professional to keep your trees healthy for your business and or residency. I'm telling you, pests are a problem, especially when there are small amounts of moisture in the area. You know what we've been going through as far as that's concerned. And then you have your hot days and you have your miniature cold days. Yeah, it just wreaks havoc. Like their page today on Facebook and make sure that you get that free estimate, which you can also set up an appointment for on the page, Top Branch Tree Service. Lastly, Jordan Creer is insured and bonded for that extra peace of mind. He is a professional and he does the job right the first time. He is the best in the Southwest. Hey Richard, thank you for taking the time to talk to me this afternoon. Tell us a little bit about your musical journey thus far and some possible projects and touring efforts that you got going on thus far.
Hey, my name is Richard Clift Jr. I live in Altus, Oklahoma. I'm from Carnegie, went to school in Carnegie, Oklahoma, graduated there. Just kind of do a little music. You know, I'm in a habit of saying that, but it's actually what I do for a living. It's what I love to do. And when I started out, I was playing here and there when I could, and nobody took it serious but me, and, you know, that kind of thing. But everything came together. I do this full time. I play, you know, every weekend. This is what I love to do. I love playing music. I love making music. I love creating music. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of been my background, is music. And since I was a kid, I started playing drums in the 5th grade. So
right on. I'm a drummer too, buddy.
Right on. So, you know, I've got a few things coming up. I got a song that just needs to have a few more touches done to it. We'll get that done and got a release. I don't have a release date yet because we got to finish the song, but got a new song coming out. It's not one I play a lot because I just kind of been sitting on it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it cut and getting it done, getting a release date, building that up, getting busy with that again, and moving on from my current single, No One to Blame. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I really like that song, but I'm ready to move on and give the world something else, you know?
Well, yeah, and I appreciate you, Richard, for being on the show today anyhow. And I also appreciate you being right pretty much in the same town.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I don't get that very many, you know, from good old Altus, USA. But it's good to hear people that are in Altus doing it, you know, doing the music career. And I'm so happy that this is your full-time gig and that every weekend you're doing something. You're doing what you love. You know, when you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. That's what they say. But
that's right.
Coming home late at night sometimes it's that's a little tiresome.
Yeah, it takes its toll, but
yeah.
But at the end of the day, you know, you
yeah,
kind of feel like it's worth it and roll on, do it again, you know.
Absolutely, and not to deviate too far and go down a rabbit hole because you know me, I'll go down one. But
I'll go with you.
I know you will. So, but Shane Smith in his song "What a Shame" kind of wraps up what we do, and I say we because I'm in radio, granted, but they coincide with each other, and you know, and we are dancing all the time. You know what I'm saying? So there's late nights where I'm doing stuff for the station stuff, and I gotta go see people when they play. Like I saw you in Chickasha not too long ago.
Yep.
And I want to reach out. You know, it's a constant grind and it's a constant hustle. But let me tell you something. at the end of the day, there's nothing else I'd rather do. Now, I still got a little bit of a day job, on the side, because, that helps, pay the bills and keep things going. But eventually, I know that God, has put both of us in the same path of being able to say, you know what, I clock in doing something I actually love. And I love my day job as well.
Yeah, me too. I'm the same way. I work for a roofing company, and man, I do marketing, and it works with my schedule. I do a little bit of sales, and being able to play music full time and do that as well. Neither one of them really feel like work. It's just stuff I gotta get done today, so I can continue doing what I love to do. I don't even look at it like, oh man, work. Another.
Like, I gotta work today. No, but let me tell you, I've been there, and I know you've been there too. Yeah, but now it's kind of like, with your music and your career, you're kind of like, you're at a point where it's like, if you do have another job, because I don't care who you are, unless you're like sitting on some type of echelon or of money that the world don't know about, including the IRS. You've got to have your side hustle's got to have a hustle these days with the prices of everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not trying to go down that rabbit hole, but we keep it real. We're always on the road, so that's wear and tear on the vehicle. So you got to just keep it up. So the way I see it, and maybe you would agree with me, that these other endeavors that we do are kind of like, our enterprisal expenditures to put in the fund so we can do the real stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly how I look at it. I look at it as, hey, I don't want to go over this material necessarily right now. I'd rather play this song in front of people, but when I do play it in front of people, it's going to be good because I'm practicing on now. Like every step I do, whether it's practicing on my guitar or trying to learn a new vocal role or whatever, sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to do this right now, but I can see it this weekend is going to be good, or sometimes. So I don't hate it. I don't feel like I'm getting dragged to work or anything crazy like that. So I look at it, and then usually once I dive in, I start enjoying it, So I'm just like back to square one. So it's a good thing to have. I'm grateful for it. I feel like God watched me be a cop for so long and be selfless. Sometimes I think maybe he gave something back to me for that or something,
Yes, and thank you very much for being a first responder. I mean, because that's not an easy job. That's not an easy job, and I'm proud that you took that, because that is very selfless. I mean, you have to have a service mindset,
Absolutely. It was tough. It took away from me, but it also gave me a lot, So I don't regret it, but I'm grateful to be playing music as much as I'm playing now,
Well, let me tell you something. I don't like people waiting too long to hear the music, because, they say, well, Raven, you said you don't play a song. Well, we're getting to it. We're going to get to it here just shortly, Richard. And so what we're going to do, we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about, when you're going to be out and about, because you're very active, and how people can get a hold of you. How about that?
All right. That sounds good.
All right, well, you're listening to 98.7 Red Dirt Rebel, Oklahoma's home for Red Dirt. Make sure that you download the 98.7 Red Dirt Rebel app. Take us with you wherever you are, and I guarantee you'll hear the best in true grit, Texas, and even, get this, a little outlaw country music. We'll be right back. Top Branch Tree Service is the best in the Southwest at 785-375-2023. Oklahoma weather can be unpredictable and tree damage could happen. But when it does, you got a professional who is bonded, licensed, and will help you remove shrubbery, tree removal, stump removal, pests inside the trees. Jordan Creer, owner and operator, he will do it all. Give him a call today, 785-375-2023. That number one more time, 785-375-2023. Top Branch Tree Service gets the job done. Hey, it's Raven K with 98.7 Red Dirt Rebel, and I want you to be able to go to more shows, more events this year, and also have a way to request songs and stay in the loop with everything going on here at the Rebel. The number is 580-370-7559. The number one more time, 580-370-7559.
I say words I don't mean. I tell lies I cannot hide.
And we're back with 98.7 Red Dirt Rebel, Oklahoma's home for Red Dirt. You just got through hearing No One to Blame by Richard Clift Jr. He is an Altootian. Yes, that is the official word for people from Altus, Oklahoma. Or maybe I made it up. Nobody's ever questioned me, Richard. So maybe it is. Maybe it's something else. But I've been saying it for 15 years now.
I'll run with it.
Okay, good. As long as you're running with it and you're happy with it, we're fine. So, Richard, in the last segment, we kind of touched on your activity, touring, and you got projects in the can on the way. Let's expound a little bit on you out and about, because you're very active. So how people can get a hold of you and keep up with your hectic schedule, which is great. I love it. So let people know how they can get a hold of you.
Well, I do a lot on, like everybody, on social media.
Mm-hmm.
I will be the first to admit that I don't keep up with it as well as I should. But I'm a busy person, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll lay back on that. Anyhow, I do a lot on my personal Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not all music. But that's kind of where I hang out on my personal Facebook page, just Richard Clift Jr.
Mm-hmm.
You have, like I said, my music page is just Richard Clift Jr. Music, and that's Clift, not Cliff, which is the common spelling
Mm-hmm.
on marquees and flyers that I don't make. But yeah, just Richard Clift Jr. Music, and then I'm also on Instagram, and I don't do a lot on Instagram, but I'm there. You can find my Instagram. It is RCJ Music.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Richard Clift Jr. Music, all one, to be on there. I'm not going to give you my snap because there'll be snaps sitting in there for 6 months before I read them.
But no, you're very active on your personal, and which is great. There's other things that you do in your life, which is fine too, and you put some funny stuff out there too. I might add, I've laughed a hoot and a holler a few times.
Gotta laugh. That, and put stuff, pictures of my babies on there.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, my own personal twist, and the person that people don't see when I'm out playing, gigging. But I'm always myself. I just don't get to do all of it because we're usually talking music.
Yeah, pretty much. And so you got that. So everybody's got that locked in. So you got some things. You got a project in the can. You're trimming it right now, kind of honing it in, getting good with it. So when do you know, kind of like a projecting? I know you don't have a concrete, but do you know kind of like, summer, fall, winter, or this year maybe?
Oh, it'll be out. Hopefully, if everything goes like I want it to, it'll be out in the next probably, I bet it'll be out around April.
Okay. Well, I like the way you said that, the way you want it. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. So, and it might be March. Just have to see when I get it done, and then what window there is to get it out and published everywhere.
Well, we ain't that far from there, so I anticipate you texting me and say, "Hey, Raven, I got something for you to spin." So I'm just letting you know right now, and I'm letting everybody in the world know right now that the Red Dirt Rebel is going to be the first to spin it. Just know that.
That's right. You got it. I'll make a deal with you on that. We'll spin it first. Right here at home.
Yeah, good. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And thank you again for taking the time to talk to me today. It's always a pleasure. And let me tell you, there's going to be some times that, we just need to get the old guitars together and do some more picking and grinning, like they always say.
Yeah, you got to have that sometime.
Well, all right, then. I know you're a busy man, and I didn't want to take too much of your time, but you know what? I thank you for what you do. I thank you for putting, music out here in Altus, but as long as you have the mindset that it's a career, it's not just something local, you want to take it and do something, it's just your geographical location, it doesn't matter. It's just keeping out good content and good music. We love it.
That's what it's about, putting out good music, making people feel good, making yourself feel good. A lot of artists forget about themselves and they're out here just working themselves to death, you got to make yourself feel good, and you stem from that, the people listening to you will feel good too.
Okay then. Well, yeah, man, we got through it.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to Richard Clift Jr. and I have some interesting conversations and also intertwining his background and some projects and catching him on the road. And make sure that you keep listening to True Grit at noon, 12 to 1's weekdays, because like I said earlier, as soon as his new music drops, we're going to be spinning it, and we'll probably do another interview or 3 probably throughout the whole year. But in a few minutes, we're going to get back to the great music that you love right here on True Grit at noon. Stick around. There's a lot more to come.